Ba-dum bum bum bum.
Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, chat frat.
Slap back,
Jelly frat.
slap back,
Jelly frat.
slap back.
Hello, welcome to Slapback Chat Frat. This is 2023. We're back once again like the Renegade Master. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Is that a reference that the kids will get?
I don't know. I think you reach an age where you become so old and unreferential that you become cool and then uncool again in a cycle of constant excellence.
Yeah, and I think we probably don't have to worry about the kids / anyone else watching this. We probably shouldn't be pandering to any imaginary demographic.
But we
This is primarily for us and literally no one else.
So
That's fine.
So since last time we got together, we have had...
I have to get out of my system. I have to go back. What? Deep, what? Back. What? Deep, what?
with it, ill behaviour.
Is the medication working?
It's
or...
back with the fucking ill behaviour, man. Back. What? Deep, what? Back. What? Deep, what? Yo. What a tune that was! I don't care.
That's a surprisingly good imitation of a kind of sample scratch, though, Dave. That's I mean, I didn't know you had it in you, but if you could work that into your improv, just shoehorn in references to the Renegade Master, just so that you've got the opportunity to do that, I think that would really fly. I think you'd get some applause for that.
So, since last time we got together, we've had like a real interesting change of technological advancement. The AI has risen, and we've had like in the last month, is it, that we've just had all these different AI things kick off. And I sent a message to Dave where I was talking about an improv character that I came up with, which was fish. What was it, Dave? I can't even remember now. Official intelligence.
Yes, Dave FI or something like that.
So instead of artificial intelligence, just classic human official intelligence. I'm assuming that might be the way that we overcome the AI overlords that are going to take over all of our jobs with just human analog brain power.
Yeah, anti-official intelligence.
Yeah, anti-official. But I just thought it'd be quite an interesting improv character for you for your future. So you are.
Would you want to give him take him out for a spin, Dave?
Well, so the way I was, let me help you out a little bit. So the way I was imagining it. Was,
Oh yeah, help him out.
Well, let me just.
He's floundering. He's only just about to start improv for idiots.
I've not given him very much to work with, and I put him on the spot.
You haven't. No.
Let me just break down the message I sent. So I said, this is the message. You're a man who is part human, part man. I meant to write part robot, part man, but I think, as me and Job said, it is better as part human, part man.
Yeah.
And instead of
sure.
artificial intelligence, you have classic analog intelligence, but are a little bit slow. So whenever someone asks you a question, you respond with a searching your memory bank's face, sort of like a. And then your face goes blank, like you've crashed. You know, like. Your head tilts to the side. A small noise is emitted, and then suddenly you spring to life. However, the answer is always wrong.
Bananas.
So there you go. That was as much as I came up with, but I just thought perhaps that could be a way we could overcome this AI onslaught of artificial intelligence taking over our world.
So come on, guys, let's get at it. We're four smart guys. You know, we see the rise of AI.
Yeah.
We can see where it's going. Russ, hit me. What is the future of AI in our lifetime? I think you're the right person to properly kind of break this down.
Just to get stuck into it.
Oh, just get stuck in, mate. Dig into that
right
topic.
in there.
Dig in.
So
dig in.
don't sort of dance around the edges or around the peripheral detail. Surface stuff. Get really.
Dance in the middle. Dance in the middle of it.
Dance in the middle. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, the key tenet that we need.
Oh, hello.
consider
consider Tenet. I'm loving this.
is
so far.
the singularity.
The singular. Oh,
Oh.
mate. Okay.
Okay, so I'll hand over to you, Joe, because I think it sparks a lot of questions and a lot of when I introduced it like that, it's buzzed around things in my brain that haven't been buzzed in years. So just fill me in on your understanding of the singularity, when you think it's going to happen, how it's going to affect the workforce, labor, government.
Yeah.
Just touch on a few of those things, and I'll wrap it up.
Well, I think the key thing to remember about the singularity, and I think the thing that actually a lot of people overlook, and I'm going to get to this, but the key thing is that when you're thinking about the singularity, and when we're thinking about what the future of the singularity is, I think that a lot of people don't actually understand some of the core kind of principles of thought behind it. So I'll get to those in a minute. So with the singularity, I think generally people have a point of view about it that is
point of view.
Yeah, often strong points of view, but often it's kind of, I think it's often slightly misconstrued, and often those points of view are going off false assumptions that are propagated by the media, often by kind of memes and things like that, which talk about the singularity. Yeah. So I'll get to that shortly. But I think in the general public's perception of the singularity, I think is often slightly misguided, because what a lot of people don't realize about the singularity, I will get to that, is that at its very core, the idea of the singularity at its very core is quite nebulous, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. And I think also, and I will talk more in detail about the singularity.
Yeah, of course.
Please do.
But there is a school of thought about the singularity that, and this is what a lot of the general public, I'm talking about the hoi polloi, not the, us intellectual elites.
Not the bourgeoisie,
not the tastemakers.
No, not the push poppers, the tastemakers, and the dance instigators.
No. But so this school of thought, and I find this really interesting, and again, so this is something that the general public, I think, don't get, but what this school of thought thinks, and again, this isn't a school of thought that's shared by your Barry down the pub, or your Ken down the dogs, or your Bill who's pushing his mobility scooter into the pub to get a packet of crisps. What Bill, Larry, and Ken don't get about the singularity, and again, I've heard these conversations in pubs. I've heard them go on. But what they don't get is that actually the singularity is very rarely singular.
Yes, Dave, do you want to pick up on that? Because I know that's something you're quite interested in. As Joe describes it, how the singularity isn't as singular as it used to be. I mean, it's only playing the field. Singularity's out there. I
mean, I feel like I couldn't have given much more detail on that, but Dave, I've laid it on him on a silver platter there. So Dave,
take it home, Dave. Take it home.
I mean, it's an open goal. Just tap it in, mate.
Well, Collins-Webster's dictionary defines the singularity as a hypothetical future where technology growth is out of control and irreversible. These intelligent and powerful technologies will radically and unpredictably transform our reality.
What the fuck you doing, mate? I just said that.
I mean, I did hear that a minute ago, almost verbatim again. But
it's a bit redundant. You made yourself look silly there.
So, what insidious ways might this begin? Is there like?
I mean, this is a nightmare scenario, but I'm envisaging a future where, for example, AI is used to recreate slapback chat frat.
Well,
we're priced out the market.
Can I give you a little taste of that future right now? I typed into Skype on the top. I typed into Bing today, I said, hi Google AI overlord, could you generate some content based on Slapback Chat Frat, the podcast that's featured on YouTube? And it came back to me and it said, yeah, I know the Slapback Chat Frat show and I'm a big fan, and I can't do it right now, but in the future maybe I can.
I did exactly the same thing in preparation for this. Well, to Chat GTP or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I asked it 3 questions. I said, could you write a monologue about life and death in the style of Stephen Fry? Absolutely. I mean, indistinguishable. Perfect. I asked it to write a scene from Coronation Street set in the 1980s or 70s, whenever it was, and down to the kind of period detail and stuff like that. It was fucking bonkers. And then I asked it to write an episode, or at least a scene, a segment from Slapback Chat Frat, and it said, "No, mate, can't be fucking bothered."
No, mate, no,
So,
can't be
yeah.
done.
There are limits to what I will do.
Only in the duality could I possibly conceive of such a conceptual idea.
It said, look, I know I'm a basically command prompt functioning machine, but even I have limits. I'm not watching through that shit. That's a hard no from ChatGTP. And then my computer blew up. So
the future.
I think if we can be ultimately replaced by robots, then
Roberts,
it could be very good for the show.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, nothing could be worse than the show.
I think at this point we could replace all of us.
Only really one way we can go.
We could replace all of us with just empty screens, and I think
Yeah.
that would still be a step up in content. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a
I
question
genuinely
for you.
think if we replace the 4 screens with just a fish swimming about in each screen, we would almost certainly get more views.
I think ratings could go up. Couldn't
We
they?
could join them together, especially. I was just going to say, which either celebrity or movie or contemporary robot, because I'm already thinking what robot would replace Ollie, some kind of
Sex bomb.
Japanese sex doll, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so which robot would replace you?
A malfunctioning sex doll for Ollie, for sure. You'd need some kind of water in the hard drive to get those wibbles. And the zzz and the
More water, please.
Yeah,
For you, Joe, I was thinking a toaster for you would do it.
Yeah.
Always popping.
Always popping.
Hot to the touch.
Famously
Dangerous if mishandled.
Dangerously warm bum crack.
Full of bread.
Never take you in the bath with me.
Yeah. And must be disposed of correctly.
Yeah, and
somewhere between two
built in what's it called? Built-in obsolescence. Up to 5 years.
Yeah, limited lifespan.
Done. Yeah, absolutely done.
So,
Yeah,
so the question I was asking was, what insidious manner will the AI creep into our lives and start taking over? Now, I've got an answer right away. What about if it was to add 1 second?
Oh,
that was exciting. What about if it was to add? Is the AI interfered with us now?
I think
the AI's.
We've obviously triggered some kind of word recognition.
Shit.
That this
Okay,
will be monitored.
Let's call it the IA. Let's see if we can trick it. So I was going to say the IA perhaps could add 1 second to every clock in the world every day, thus making our days longer, thus making us more productive, thus making more.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like adding more work.
And then it would
I
create.
think I just spend longer on the toilet.
Then it would create a kind of 2-tier system between people who swear by the analog clocks, people with watches, and people with smartphones, and eventually over millennia, they would evolve differently.
Yes.
So you get. Oh yeah. Sorry, Russ. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just like, when I came back from Rome yesterday, the day before yesterday.
Clang.
No.
Humble brag. Just hanging with the Pope, motherfucker.
Pertinent, because when I went there, it was not British summertime, right?
Ooh,
and
nice.
Italy is an hour ahead.
Yeah.
So what happened is, I
I
lost
think they're so
2
good.
hours. Went to Italy, hour ahead. Lost an hour British summertime.
Mhm.
I lost 2 hours, and it was so easily done. And the AI could have just. It could have been the AI, you know.
Could have sucked
Have
that
you,
up, sucked that time.
But I
have
was
you-
in, I've been in Rome and I've been seeing sights and I've been having, dinners and tours and, I've just been hanging out with the sort of European fashionistas. But the key point here is that the AI could have lost an hour or so in that process.
Have you thought about writing to your local parliamentary representative about the iniquity of losing 2 hours? I think that's something you
It should be
really...
taxable, shouldn't it?
I
You
should
should-
get those
you
hours back.
You should follow up on that. Just it's worth just putting a complaint into Citizens Advice Bureau and seeing if there's anything they can do for you.
What
to
about
get those
get,
hours back.
get hold of Greenwich? Get hold of Greenwich meantime.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. You owe me 2 fucking
Oh, and
hours.
the clue's in the name, isn't it? Clues in the name.
Yeah,
Greenwich
yeah. It's not
Mean
Greenwich.
Time.
Meantime,
It's
it's not Greenwich kind
happy
time.
is it? Not Greenwich good times.
Although I would love to set up a Greenwich Good Times.
Justin Lee Collins.
Greenwich good times. It's about 11 o'clock, man. I don't know what time it is. It's Greenwich good
Good
times.
times.
Party dog.
Hanging with my bros. Yeah, Greenwich.
I
Good Times.
I had a topic that I'd like to bring up that sprang out of my work today. So there's someone I see quite regularly at work, and he frequently does something which kind of, I don't know why it annoys me, but it does, and he'll go interesting. Like, so but no, but in a kind of fake laugh, like interesting.
You need to
So
just
what I
mirror
wanted
him
to ask
back.
you, so it reminded me a little bit. So I'm gonna give you a little social psychology tidbit. So there was a guy called Harold Garfinkel who did breaching experiment, or got his students in America to do breaching experiments. And that was so that his theory was that there are kind of unwritten rules that we all live by. We don't kind of express them or even kind of attend to them or even think about them until someone does something which makes you go, what the fuck? That's not how we do things. So this guy, by doing this repeatedly, just made me think like, okay, A, everything's not funny. B, everything's not interesting. And I felt like he was doing a bit of a breaching experiment on me. So what I wanted to ask you is, what little thing, and I'm talking like a word or an action, could you do every day that would absolutely boil the piss of anyone you were with? My own thought about this was just to start saying namaste after.
Interesting.
I think a good one, which I do sometimes employ, is at the end of a day, you just what you have to you say that's and then the day in a sort of satisfied way. So what day is it? So
That's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Done. Boom.
And when are you dropping that in?
You could deploy it at any time, but you're announcing.
It's not as you're going to bed with Rachel every day. That's Wednesday. That's Thursday. Oh, for fuck's sake!
But I think the reason why it's so annoying is because you're announcing. That's the end of the day, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
Yeah.
This isn't your choice. That's Wednesday.
Yeah,
We're
11
done.
a.m. That's Wednesday. No,
Still got the business meeting.
Yeah, I did say that's Wednesday, and
I think you.
Once I'm in my joggers, that's Wednesday, my friend.
yeah,
the
like
day is done. There's no more. There's no more work. There's no more business. There's no more happenings.
The one that I find, and I know a couple of people that do it, and it does grate my gears, is yes after every sentence that I say. So it's like almost like a.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a bit like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's fine, but it gets, and then they use it as like a sort of a pit stop between sort of yeses. Well, there's not even a normal yes space. They're just putting it in there. Just bang another yes in. There's not even a space for it. Yes. That tickles my tits. It is.
No, that's
yeah, I
an
think
annoying
you
one.
know
It is small.
we're kind of taught that it's good to, when you're listening, when you're actively listening to somebody, to kind of like make it clear that you are listening. But I don't think that needs to be audible. So, like I was suggesting, I've got a real kind of pet hate for which is much the same as a yes. Like you said, there isn't a requirement or a place or a spot for that acknowledgement. I know that you're there. I know that you're listening. That you just saying is just putting me off my
It's like positive.
stride entirely. Shut the fuck up.
It's like this kind of weird positive reinforcement, isn't it? That you're doing okay, but it makes it feel really disingenuous, doesn't it? I think. The yesing, Joe, was my one.
It's. I tell you what it is.
What's that? Sorry. What was your one?
Yesing.
What? Just saying
so you're
yes.
talking to
Yes.
talking to someone.
Yes.
You're in a kind of like a
Yeah.
soliloquy, and there's just these constant yeses
Yeah.
right in the middle of a
Okay.
sentence.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
one. Especially
once
if it's really repetitive.
Oh, it's the two
Like-
people. The two people I know that do it are, and I like them a lot. I like
okay,
them a hell of a lot.
Okay,
they're
let
not
me
They're
let me
not.
do.
No
Okay,
one's watching.
let's have an example of it. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
talk, and
Yeah.
and you're gonna.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna keep talking.
No, yeah.
And I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my day.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
I really.
Well,
yeah, that is
That's
horrible.
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Right, let's go.
What? I might do that.
Yeah.
I think those are some pretty
yeah,
annoying. Those are good ones.
Apparently, we can.
Go on, Dave.
Sorry, I was just saying. I read that we can listen 4 times faster than we can speak. So that is why can be hard to be quiet when someone else is talking, because your brain is able to process what's being said 4 times more quickly than it's being said. And that leads to kind of impatience, as I'm imagine you're all experiencing now, listening to me. So yeah, it's kind of that need to like chirp in, get involved, like yeah. When are you finished? Now I can talk.
That was my go.
Yeah, that's the thing that used to with someone that I've known previously, the thing that used to absolutely be just like mind-bogglingly annoying would be that they're just all they're doing, with the yesing. I could see all they're doing is they're just like, can't wait for me to finish talking so that they can say what they want to say, and they're just like, yep, yeah, and basically whatever you've got to say is of absolutely no interest. They just want to say it at you.
The people that I'm thinking of are actually not doing that. They're doing the vocal treading water. It's this like it's a learned vocal tread. Do you know what I mean?
But what I might start doing, my annoying one might be to show that impatience by the longer someone speaks, just kind of start from like and build up to Paul McCartney. 1 second, I've got to get my sausages.
What a bombshell to leave on as well.
You could use that one actually. Every time you're chatting to Joe in the middle of your sentence, he just gets up and walks out and says, "I've got to get my sausages."
So when I did the interview podcast thing, I had to speak to a lot of people that I didn't know, and I could sense that I was doing lots of these like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking ticking over with them, because as you're podcasting with 2 people on Skype, it's very difficult to give them encouragement. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, you're doing good, man. Haha, yeah. I found myself doing a lot of it, so I am just as guilty. And I watched back some of those interviews I did, and it's painful to watch me doing it. I can see it. I can see those ticks.
I think it's like a lot of things though. It's unless you start noticing it, it's fine, isn't it? Like with any verbal tick or repeated gesture, it's only when you start pointing it out that you're like, I can't stop doing it. I think for the most part, they're not annoying. But as soon as you highlight anything, it becomes excruciatingly annoying.
What's the annoying thing that people do when they eat, and it's called is it called misophonia or something? When you listening to people eat.
Yeah. Do any of you have that?
Yeah, I got it. I got it real bad actually. I can't
Yeah, me
stand
too.
the
I can't
sound
stand it.
of someone's eating while I'm podcasting. I lose.
Is it specific foods or is it just any
Like
food?
sausages?
Anything which is a kind of an oval shape.
Yeah.
Do vegetarian sausages count?
No.
They're the worst, my friend.
Well,
So, is there any others that you can think of? Because I think those are quite good ones. Oh, the answer I think to the problem you've got, Joe, is that you just do mirroring with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
So
a
you
good
just
idea.
you just give them back a full dose of their own medicine.
so like you mirror someone's yeses, so you just end up like just talking, going, yes, yeah, back and forth.
Well, that's exactly what I do to them when I'm with them. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, just to see if they'll notice. But God damn
I'll
it.
tell you a good one. This is a bit more deep. Well, it's not really a word or a tick. It's more of a thing that happens. Maybe it's just something that happens to me. When you meet somebody who you haven't seen in a long time, and you maybe use like happenstance, you just meet them in the street, and then you're like, oh, hi, it's really nice to meet you, really good to see you. And then they say something along the lines of, we must catch up, we must meet, we must do breakfast or something. But both of you know it's bullshit. And I think that we must we're going to do something. That I feel is an unnecessary tick.
I think you need to top it. Where if they say like, "Oh, we must meet up,"
What about let's have a foursome?
You then reply
let's have
like,
a four-way.
Yeah. Let's like, let's go on holiday.
Why don't we have a joint marriage? Oh, I got a better idea. We can be together for. I got 2 weeks in my cabin.
Fuck coffee. Let's.
Because I think you can meet somebody randomly in the street. You haven't seen them for 4 years or 5 years, and you have a little conversation with them, and you go, "That's been great.
That's enough."
See you later."
You should be able to leave it like,
4 years.
all right. You know what? That's plenty.
That's
Good
great. That is great. That's topped me right up, mate. Let's keep
instead,
let's make it 8 years.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's keep it at this.
But you can't say that. Instead, you have to say,
yeah.
Let's
do
we've
it.
got to do something. We've got to do something now.
Me, just like the old times.
People
especially-
always say, "How have you? How are you?"
I hate that.
almost as a greeting.
Yeah.
They very rarely
And,
say, "When are you?" Though, do they?
Or who are you?
What are you?
Or why are
1920.
you?
I'm Doctor
Oh,
Who,
no,
1920.
They say "Who are you?" to me all the time, but yeah, they say people say "How are you?" and what they mean is "Hello,"
Yes.
or what they mean is I just want you to say "I'm fine, I'm good."
Riddled,
And
mate. I'm fucking riddled. It's all gone shit. Since I last saw you, everything's fallen to shit. So let's get into
Let's
that.
have some honesty. Next time somebody says "How are you?" tell them the fucking truth. I mean, in that scenario you described, Russ, "How are you?" You could say, "Devastated that we happened to bump into each other." I've got nothing to say to you.
There's that great scene in Human Traffic where they do that, like two people meet, don't they? And there's like, "Oh, it's fucking terrible that we've meet." Yeah, bumped it. It's
I was
Andrew
thinking about
Lincoln, isn't
human-
it? And
I was thinking about Human Traffic.
I don't dislike you. I just don't really like you very much.
I just don't want to spend the next 5 minutes talking to you. Yeah, that would be a kind of searing honesty would be quite the tonic, I think. Imagine if you saw someone and you'd be like, "Oh my God, when was the last time we saw each other? 5 years ago. It's good to see you." And you just went, okay.
There's a reason it's been 5 years.
Yeah, imagine
I've
for
managed
you
to
it
avoid
is.
you for 5 years.
Yeah, it is.
My
weird.
I thought of one which was this isn't something that people do. I just thought it's something I could start doing. So whenever anyone does something that's either funny or intended to be funny and not particularly funny, I might just start saying like, "Oh, that's good. Can I have that?"
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks, I got some kids. That is killer content.
That's good. Can I have that?
Can I use that? Can I have that?
Can I use that? Yeah, because I don't have anything.
my podcast could be my catchphrase could be, can I use that on my podcast?
Oh, I've just come up with one. Whatever anyone says to you, no matter what they're talking about, what they've been doing, what they've been going out to, you just go, come on, what have you really been doing? Tell me the truth. And you just keep going, you double down. All the way, whatever they say, no matter how emphatic.
Mundane.
Come on, yeah, just
like,
tell me the truth. We're friends.
Like I haven't been doing much. Just had some breakfast and just got up and here I am. No, come on, bullshit.
Come on, yeah, more than that. Give me the gold. Give me the good stuff. It's never enough.
Or whenever you see someone, no matter how regularly you see them, just drop into conversation. You know what? I'm thinking of starting a podcast.
How are you doing? What have you been
Yeah.
doing? Oh, mate,
Yeah.
podcast career is kicking off.
Yeah,
10
Oh,
years
really?
in nearly.
You've got a podcast. No, but it's always got to be. I'm thinking of starting a
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
You can't be doing the podcast.
No.
So
no.
whenever anyone asks you, like, any news, what you've been up to?
Mate.
Thinking of start.
Gold.
Actually, I mean, thinking of starting a podcast.
After I finish my book.
I reckon these things are going to blow up.
Yeah. Honestly, get in now while it's hot. Yeah, that is good.
But I think that's something we can return to, actually. Those things will come up, each week as we do the podcast. Then you think up your things in a week and you bring them to the next podcast.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, you might have 8 months worth by the time we do another one, but all the better for podcasting with.
So what's
Fortunately, there's plenty of annoying people out there. So
yeah, and
Thank God.
I dare say we're some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, like we're acting like like it's only other people.
Yeah. Oh no, we are like. That's why we're friends, isn't it? Because we're outcasts.
That's why, and it's also why no one
We're
watches
friends.
this. If we were vaguely likable or entertaining, this would have more than zero viewers.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, I had a busy week. I was in Rome.
Did you catch the
and,
EOPE?
Capital of Italy, and just being busy in Rome.
Was
When
that,
in Rome, when in Rome, boys.
Yeah.
Go to Rome.
Go to meet
Gino Ginelli.
Gino Ginelli.
Was that with Robin and Rachel, or just
Solo
Rachel?
trip. No, solo
Oh,
trip. Just
solo.
Ooh. Well,
It'll take a
the
week.
cat's away.
No, it wasn't. It was with the family. Yes. But has anyone been to Rome? Thought that might be a good topic for today.
I have been to Rome. I've hanged out outside the Pope's house.
Oh, did you?
Ooh.
What was it like?
It was pretty meh.
Yeah.
people.
Big old building,
Pretty
isn't
much.
it?
I mean, I've been to Falmouth before, so you know,
Yeah.
I've seen buildings.
You see one big building.
Yeah, you see.
in
I've been
Falmouth,
to
you
I've
see
been to
Yeah.
Falmouth Tragos, mate. So I mean, whatever. It's fine, isn't it?
Drago's got turrets.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, he lives in a 2 up, 2 down in a suburb of Rome these days.
Yeah. You would, wouldn't you? really?
Cutbacks on the old Catholic faith.
No, my observations about Roman culture are that they're all quite cliched, actually.
Did you get anyone trying to sell you bracelets
No, I didn't.
or
No.
like selfie sticks? I got
Selfie sticks, yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
got a
did
lot-
have
I got a
selfie
lot
stick
of
on.
bracelets.
Is that unique to Rome, or is that just any city that's
I don't.
popular?
I think that's anywhere with a lot of tourists.
yeah?
It's a good. Tell you what is unique to Rome. A
Go
lot
on.
of people trying to sell "I love Rome" T-shirts.
Yes.
That is that is pretty specific.
Have you? So what they have is they have when the closer you get to Vatican City, they have hot priest calendars, which I quite like.
Yes.
Very
That is
tempted to
nice.
buy one
Male
of
or
those.
female?
Male, hot male priests. Just 12 months of the year, and they're not. I couldn't tell if they were real priests or not, but they were very attractive men with dog collars on.
Yeah.
So that was quite
And
nice.
nothing else.
Are you, And we're talking the kind of chain thing.
Yeah. Now you're talking my kind of calendar.
Yeah, people are quite, when it comes to getting around the city, people are quite rude. In England, it's all no, you go, you go first. In Rome, it's very much I go first. Fuck you, and that goes for cars and pedestrians and mopeds. There's no culture there of you wait for other people. Scusi, people just smash into you.
Did you see any Piaggios?
You scoozy, you losey.
Scusi, you losey. Yeah, you got to get out there.
Did you see any of the little free-wheeled Piaggio vehicles out there? I love that.
I did. I don't know if I saw the Piaggios. I saw the small cars. Small cars are parked everywhere.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them have got 4 wheels now.
Yeah, nice technology, mate. It's the progression of technology, isn't it? Spread
And
over.
5 wheels next.
No,
That'd be
yeah,
amazing.
right.
It's like razor blades. They're just going to keep adding wheels.
Quattro.
You drive a 4-wheel car. Fucking hell.
How do you stay on the road, mate? This is 18 wheels.
I can go sideways.
Sharp as a fucking razor, mate.
And that was about it, really. It's quite sunny and warm. It's quite nice this time of year to be in Rome.
Yeah, is that your hot take?
That's it.
About Rome, it's quite sunny.
Pretty
you know
warm,
what?
mate.
The thing that this is going back a little while. So I was in Rome. I'm gonna say, 2004. So a fair old while ago. But what I noticed was, it was me, Robert Harris, and Chris Stoneman. Mega lash.
Wow.
Yeah. Fat times. So when we were kind of quite impoverished at that point.
Was
so
this pasty money?
This is pasty money. Yeah. This was we milked the Ginster's cow and we suckled on suckled on the cheese and onion teat.
Impoverished in money or spirit?
Not in spirit. No, we were bursting with spirit. We had so much creamy spirit just waiting to rise to the surface at that point. We couldn't keep that cream down. It was just bursting out. Yeah, but we didn't have any money, so we were just kind of drinking. We were buying alcohol in Lidl, and so we'd be in
Roman
these
Lidl.
Lidl's everywhere, mate.
What?
But we'd be in all these beautiful cities and countries of which Rome was one, and we would be literally on the street like tramps in doorways, drinking the cheapest beer that money could buy, but with a great view. But basically, just hanging out on the street, basically in a doorway.
Hobos.
So we were doing a lot of that. But the thing that really struck me was we were going around. No one was giving us a second glance. We weren't. We're not hot Italian men. We're not kind of. We haven't got the kind of sophisticated Englishness. At the time, Rog had a really long, pointy ginger beard and a multicolored hat. So the best he could hope for was some kind of sexy gnome. But then we made friends with 2 girls.
Ooh.
One of them was blonde, and the other one was quite voluptuous. And the
universal symbol for voluptuous.
Yeah, one of them was
what were their names?
I'm gonna give them pseudonyms to protect them.
Mario Luigi.
So we started hanging out with Mario and Luigi, and things changed. Things turned on a knife edge at that point, because all of a sudden we were swarmed, or rather they were swarmed by Italian men. Who clearly took, because we thought about it a little bit. We're like, God, they're a little bit full on, considering they don't know that we're not, their boyfriends or something. And then we thought that through a little bit, and we realised they don't. Not only do they not care, They don't see us as enough of a threat to warrant not just going up and being like, hey,
Hey.
ditch these losers. How about a bit of this? But they were quite. What struck me, and this is very stereotypical, but I did witness it firsthand. So it's not just kind of based on hearsay. They were very. These Italian men were very, very forward, to the point that some of the things they did, with the benefit of hindsight, in a more kind of culturally enlightened 2023, would be considered at least
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault. Yes, it was. Touching was kind of par for the course. And
did they do this to the girls as well, or?
No. We no. They. To be fair, we were asking for it. I was
obviously paying for it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, asking for it, paying for it. It's all part of the Roman experience. Yeah. I mean, I tell you what a lot of these Italian guys, if you pay Italian men who sell sex for work to touch you, those fucking animals will do it.
Yeah. Back in the early 2000s, you give them enough lira, and they'll touch your bum right up. Put a dog collar on for no extra charge.
Just on an unrelated matter, how popular is the podcast in Italy at the moment?
In Rome?
It's our biggest market, actually.
Okay, well then we need
After our
to.
Gino Ginelli
I've got
episode and
Viennetta
the mining
people
of
on the phone, and they're not happy with our current content. So.
Okay,
It's
well
part
then
of the reason I went was to,
race
yeah,
connects.
grease the wheels. Yeah.
yeah.
We need to add some for balance content. So Italian men are sexually predatory, and also many are not.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Italian women are sluts, but no. I mean, you
Just
do
to
need that
put it in the balance, just to hang it in the balance.
You do need a balance when it comes to being culturally sensitive to ancient cultures like the Romans.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've been around, those guys and girls. This is not their first rodeo. Literally, they built the first fucking rodeo. And it's still there, and you have to pay €39 to get into it. And if you miss your time slot, you will not be allowed in.
No
I was talking to my brother about the Colosseum, because he's about to go to Rome as well. And my advice to him was, when you go on the Colosseum tour, just relentlessly ask questions about the film Gladiator. Like,
So is Russell Crowe? Was that Russell Crowe there?
Yeah. So when they're kind of giving you the actual kind of factual history, just say like, do it, yeah, but did Russell Crowe stand where we're standing? What was he like? What was he like? Oh, you didn't know
him?
Oh. Why are you doing the tour if you don't even know Russell Crowe? Why are you even doing this tour?
I went to the.
And
outside...
if the tour leader asks you your name, you can respond with, "My name is Maximus Deridio." Can't do it. I've done it already.
No, that's the perfect way to respond.
Hang on.
My name is Maximus Badilli.
Maximus Decimus Meridius, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. There we are. That was take two.
Beautiful.
Please take two, please.
Yes,
Thank
you. In the edit.
But,
And we're back
I'll
in
come
again.
out and pay.
And we're back.
Oh, we're cutting out the right one, right?
Yeah, cut it out when I got it right. Yeah.
Any other hot takes on Rome, Ross? Travel tips, do's and don'ts.
Fly, if you can't fly, would be your best, safest bet.
On a plane?
Plane to do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'll tell you what Rome has got. It's got a brilliant zoo.
Has it?
For those of you into animals,
Ooh la la.
it's got a lovely zoo.
Do
And
they have
it's-
things like cows and stuff over there?
No, not in a zoo.
No.
That same concept of zoo
Zoos.
animals and
Classic
farm
zoo.
animals
What
that
about,
we have.
do they have like cats in there?
Yeah, so I went to the zoo and it was there was a great cage of mice to
Yeah.
start with. Then I went and looked at the cats and dogs.
Yeah,
Then it was the cows and goats.
lovely.
Finished off with a room full of ants.
Oh, so you missed the
the
rat
pest
exhibit.
Yeah, Mr. Rats weren't feeding at that time, which was a shame.
It's also if you'd have come slightly later in the year, that's when they do the live feeding of the worms.
Yeah. No, if you're
you can
lucky,
see-
if you go to the aviary, you can sometimes on a good day you can see the pigeons just sitting on the
Queuing.
on the shelf up there.
Incredible.
It's the culture.
Something else.
Amazing. Something
The
else.
wonder,
yeah.
the wonder of Mother Earth.
Yeah. Yes,
I
beautiful
haven't
zoo.
been to. I haven't been to Rome, but I have been to Sicily, which of course.
I thought you were going to say
Ooh.
to me, and just launch into a internal dialogue about. Never been to Rome, but I am a well-trodden traveller of the inner path.
Of the
I
inner
could
mind.
go that way. The last time I
How
did
was
that,
Sicily,
so-
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was lovely. It was very interesting,
Mhm.
and I had a brief, very very brief interaction with what I was told was the very kind of, I suppose the lower I don't know the most mild part of the mafia.
Oh, the
And,
Cosa Nostra.
Cosa Nostra.
Cosa
And
Nostra.
obviously, being in Sicily, I arrived in my long jacket, hat, and asked everyone to call me Godfather. But it was a bit
They
disappointing,
love
really,
that.
because there
They
wasn't.
love it.
Well, yeah, they did. There wasn't guys going around carrying out, blood oaths and you killed my brother, so I'm killing you. It was all very quiet. But me and my Sicilian friend went out for dinner one night, and she drove and parked the car in the car park, and a young lad came up and she gave him some money, and I was like, what was that all about? And she said, oh, he mines the car. And I was like, right, okay. So basically, if you don't give them money, then you can expect to come back and find your car
Fucked up.
fucked up. Yeah. And apparently that is the kind of the most finite, minuscule tendril of this great organization. When I say great organization, I'm not advocating for the mafia. It's more a scale thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is audacious. I mean, imagine going up to someone in a multi-story car park in the UK and just being like, "Can I have 10 quid, mate?" No. Oh, I'm gonna have to fuck up your car then.
Oh, mate, be a shame if something happened to your vehicle, wouldn't it?
I mean,
Give
imagine
them
trying
choice.
to get that going. Though it's so hard. I mean, once you've got like a criminal organisation,
yeah. But
that
imagine the
people-
first one.
and culturally, people understand. Okay, this is what happened, but
You
this
got
is-
movies. Well,
You've
isn't
got
the
movie, yeah,
isn't
but
the
just
key
to,
then? You need
just
to
to
like
be the first person.
to start a criminal organization as a one-man band is undeniably a tough old thing. But maybe you could go the other way around and start as a film producer and make the movies about your own personal mafia, and then build it up from there once the
Ooh.
reputation's already out.
Like
Oh,
it.
okay, interesting. I thought you were going the other way when you said you could do the opposite kind of thing and say, "Give us 10 quid, mate," and they say no, and you go, "Not going to clean your car then."
I like the idea of a Russ.
Tell you what, that car is getting zero cleaning from me.
I like the thoughts of a Russ crime mafia origin story. One man.
Yeah, one man who built his criminal empire, but only as one man and never expanding beyond one man.
They call him Russ.
Russ Corleone.
This summer. That's all I got. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
this summer, cars will be dirtier than ever.
One man might make some money. A small amount.
You
No,
come
the only
back
other
and find. I was going to say, come back and find every other car in the row spotlessly clean, and yours smeared.
Yeah,
with,
that's-
smeared with all
That-
kinds of feces.
it's the anti-mafia, isn't it? You not only is your car going to be dirty, I'm going to clean the streets. I'm going to clean these cars. I'm going to
Show you what
valet
you're missing out
these
on.
cars and anybody's washing that they need doing or any sort of tasks. I'll look after your children for a few hours, not your children, because you're in trouble with the mafia.
In fact, your
They
life
They
will
have a great.
your life will continue much the same way it did before you met me. I will just be spending 24/7 doing chores for other people to spite you.
Have you learned your lesson yet?
I
Okay.
am-
Well, I got some more work to do.
Yeah.
I'm a full-time
What do you mean
nanny.
if I learn my lesson? My life is entirely unchanged.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I guess I better go and do some more babysitting, haven't I? Till you fucking learn your lesson.
You don't know the ways of the mafia. One day I'm
We've
a nanny.
rebranded.
The next day, I'm in a washing machine laundrette shop, paying for other people's washing. The following day, I clean the floor.
What about how's your floor looking? Fucking dirty.
I like I like that inversion of the mafia where for every person you wrong or you want to wrong, you have to help literally every other person that's in the immediate vicinity. Not going to give you 10 quid, then?
Oh,
Fuck you. Right, you. Do you want ice cream? Yeah? You're not getting any ice cream.
Tell him how good it is.
Yeah,
You need a foot
lick it.
massage?
Yeah, lick it right in front of him. Go on.
Another successful rebranding. I remember an episode from many moons ago where we successfully rebranded the Nazi Party.
Yes,
We can add
the
to
Nazi
that.
Party.
Yeah.
The
So
Nazi
what would
Party, yeah.
what would the nice or the kind of inverted mafia be called?
Well, it would be the yeah,
That's
what
a
would it
tough
be?
one, isn't it? Yeah.
Because mafia is
the
a really
Cosa
good
Nostra.
name. Cosa Nostra.
More like it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
No,
What
not
about
that
the cozy-
imaginative following the Nazi Party, but
What
yeah,
about
the
the
Cozy
cozy-
Nostra. I like that.
Or Don Cuddly Cozy.
Cuddleone.
Don, can I
Don
Yeah.
Cuddly Only.
Oh, they call me Don the Cuddleone. Come here.
There we go. We've done it.
Done it.
Next time you go to Italy, Russ, could you try and get some traction?
Yes,
Or
I'll
Si-
start this up.
Or Sicily, Dave. Try
Yeah.
and get some traction as Don Cuddly Cozy.
Let's get De Niro, Scorsese, Pacino on the blower. We've got the next film for you.
Godfather Part 4.
Yeah.
You set.
I think that'd be beautiful.
I do like
they
the
also
idea of a mafia crash, actually. Just picturing a mafia crash.
the only other thing I know about Sicily is that's where the White Lotus second
Season one.
series was filmed
Nice.
in Sicily.
During
Yeah.
COVID, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a hotel somewhere.
In the mafia crash, you would say something like, "It would be a shame if anything happened to your child." But I genuinely mean that. They're a lovely kid.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great
Yeah.
great guy. He's a great guy.
We love having him here. He's so good with the other kids.
Yeah.
It would be a real shame. It's actually, we only look after him.
Well, where's my tenner? Your kid's going to be really dirty, and all the other kids are going to be covered in feces.
Yeah, I will look after your kid for the day, but he's going to be the dirtiest kid,
Mm.
and that's a promise from Don Cuddly Cozy.
Your bambino is dirty. The other bambinos,
You,
fresh pampers.
this is the order of Don Cuddly Cozy. Here we go.
Okay.
Can we get some talcum powder on your bambinos? Not this bambino. No, this bambino. Talcum powder for these 15 bambinos.
Yeah, and just big baggies of talcum powder. So like the Godfather
No.
in terms of his.
No.
That's good. It's good. It is good.
For this
It's good
Bambino-
stuff. It's good stuff.
For,
It's beautiful.
for this Bambino, the hedgehog jizz. Don Corleone, why is my Bambino covered in hedgehog jizz? Well, you don't pay the money. The other kids, they get the talcum
Yeah.
powder. You get the hedgehog jizz.
I'll tell you a little story. 2001, parking lot outside of Rome. Young man approaches you. You want your car washed? What do you say? You say no. No. You remember? You remember my
regret that
face?
now.
Yeah. Your baby is so dirty.
The talcum powder, it comes in one pot. I bring in 50 kilo a week. Your Bambino, no talc.
Ostracized.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go to the shop to buy your Bambino the talcum powder? Sure, go ahead. They don't sell you. I got all the talcum powder. You find talcum powder? No. Your Bambino's bum. Always
Angry.
Your Bambino is Bambinoed.
How's your
Well,
car?
you
You
can't be a
notice you notice the pigeons? They how you say they pull in your car more than the other cars? It's coincidence, right?
I own the zoo. Those pigeons, they're my pigeons.
I know the zookeeper.
They're good boys. The pigeons, they're good boys. They listen. They listen to Don Corleone.
That pigeon exhibition is all mine. It's all mine, the pigeon. And the cats. And the cats is the best zoo in Rome. Not for you.
So I went.
You
to
like the zoo? No more.
I went to the zoo in Amsterdam,
Oh.
and there was a little bit where they had like, sort of normal farmyard animals, and one was this pig that was like running around, and there's this like chicken that would follow it. I think this is right, and it would just follow and eat the shit that the pig would shit out. It was like a really efficient food chain of.
It's perfect symbiotic relationship.
That is exactly
Mm.
that's nature's cycle there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a,
Just lovely to see how nature works, isn't it? Amazing.
Um,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Amazing.
first
there's
hand.
there's a metaphor for life in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I
so
can't find it,
It's
but
the circle of life.
I think when you're dropping in wisdom to conversations, you should give stories like
Yeah.
that almost say something profound, but just never give the meat. Like, so when someone says something like, "God, it never rains when it pours," God, isn't life tough at the moment? It's just one thing, good bad things. They don't come, they don't come in ones. They come in threes, don't they? And you say, yeah. So when I was in Amsterdam, there was this chicken that used to. I get what you're saying, because the chicken used to follow around and eat the pig shit. So
Then just nod and go, mm-hmm.
yeah. Are you?
Until they acknowledge how profound it is.
That's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
I might put that into my improv. It's a bit like Eric Cantona, isn't it? With the
Seagulls and the trawler.
following the trawler, the chickens following the pigs,
Yeah.
because they expect poo.
I think just trying to say profound things, but without ever explaining them, it would be a perfect example of things that would really piss people off. Like, I don't know, someone's going through a tough time, and you say, "Well, some clouds have got rain in them, but some haven't."
Some
And,
chickens get pig shit.
Mm.
Yeah,
The swallow always finds its own path.
That is a good one.
but
Back
the sparrow, you're the sparrow, doesn't know where to go. So, birds.
Isn't it?
Yeah, am I right?
A locked gate is sometimes open.
Oh, nice.
Yes, like that
Yeah.
one. I like that.
That's great. Well, ladies and
Yeah.
Or a good one
Mhm.
is an exit is also an entrance.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
That
that
would be-
actually almost works, though, Russ.
It is a
That's
good one.
almost-
Mate. It's too good.
You're too. God damn it, Russ! You're just too good. You just can't help sprinkling wisdom.
A person walking backwards towards you is only 180 degrees away from being a friend.
Yeah, that's nice. That's lovely.
That is very nice.
I'd
Because
like to at the end of this year, I'd like to make a 2024 positive calendar. You know, like a sort of slap back positive calendar with just these sorts of phrases. January, and then a picture.
Yeah,
of date,
we could get 12 sexy priests and then have our kind of like phrases of wisdom for each month.
And also, we could sprinkle in some of the everyday hearings we have, a bit like Russ's one. I see the same person every Monday, and we do the same routine, and I would say verbatim, without any deviation, it's hello, good morning, how you doing? Not too bad for a Monday. We're going to do it next Monday. We're going to keep doing it every Monday.
See you next week.
Yes, love it.
This is
Love
the best it gets all week for me, to be honest. Just waiting to see you again. Yeah.
If I really wanted to stop that, I would just throw in that's Wednesday. Just really confuse the situation. I think we've topped out.
We've
Yeah.
peaked. We've peaked. Yeah.
I think we already peaked.
It's interesting, isn't it? When you feel that hour come round, it's like, oh yeah, that's it. There we are. We've done it.
I'm
We've
spent.
got-
I've
we've
shot
done it,
all
we've
my
hit-
hedgehog jizz.
We've hit our
Yeah.
contractual obligation, and let's stop there.
Enough of the sponsors.
We're not
We've
doing
left the
this for the.
sponsors happy. We've left the marketing director happy. The MD will be happy with the hour.
Boom, boom, boom.
Build-
Another great show
Yeah,
done in the bag.
Fill the time.
Got the content. I mean, crucially, the content is there.
Yeah.
It's gonna
there's-
be up.
Once
It's
you
gonna-
edit that down, the social
Chop,
media
chop,
team
chop.
are going to be happy. They can work with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Get the
Great for the international market.
Yeah.
edit it into a series of TikTok viral videos.
Yeah.
So one thing that we could do in the future, which would be quite exciting, is I think you can get like a transcription made of the show, of audio transcription, and you can put that audio transcription into like Google Translate and get an AI bot to do our voices, and we can have this in multi-bilingual. We can have this in Italian, our biggest market. We could crush Italy with this podcast, just subbed and dubbed.
I'd love to see that.
Big money.
Like,
What I'm waiting for is when it comes the Netflix remake of it, the recasting.
Do you think it's going to be a like a dramatized version of it, or like a
I like
or a
that.
kind of or a warts and all documentary?
What about if it was a podcast?
Tiger
What about
King.
a podcast like Serial or something of our podcast?
Yeah, where we each have an investigative journalist
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
following us around.
Dan
we,
Reed has been.
As
Yeah,
we
with a
live up.
constant voiceover.
Yeah.
Okay, who would you have in the dramatization? Who would be your dream? Who would be your dream villain?
Casting.
Yeah, who would be your dream casting? Should we start with Ollie? Seth Rogen.
It's not sexy enough.
I'm thinking.
I mean, I mean, Ollie.
I think. Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Are any of the members of Whitesnake still alive?
I almost think you do need a musician / actor
Yeah.
to really.
What's the
own
guy from
part.
Kiss called?
Jack Black.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
Yeah, Ollie
Gene-
and Gene Simmons would be
Gene
brilliant.
Simmons
That's
That would
true.
be a
That
great
is
match.
that is a perfect one.
That is
yeah,
nice.
that is a perfect one.
Or what's the guy called from the Pamela Anderson thing? Pamela Anderson and
Tommy Lee
Tommy
Jones.
Lee.
Tommy Lee would be good as well.
Oh,
Wouldn't he?
not Tommy Lee Jones. That's a different guy.
Yeah, he's the guy from The Fugitive.
That would be also good as well.
Yes,
I
it's a
would,
difficult. There's so many facets to his personality. It's hard to,
I think-
Encapsulate it in one.
It's hard to encapsulate tobacco, guitar repair, and
Sort of social media god.
hair
Well,
straighteners
there was that-
in
there
one
was that-
person.
There was that film about Bob Dylan where Bob Dylan was played by about 5 different actors.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's
Okay.
how we do it.
I think we just get 5 actors to play Ollie simultaneously, or
And there was a woman as well. I think Ollie could be played very well by a few women.
Yeah, there's a couple like from the breed. Like I want to say like someone from like the Breeders or something. Kim Dale or
Kim Deal.
Kim Deal.
He-
Yeah.
He's also got a touch of, I don't know, some like one of the girls from The Only Way Is Essex or something like that.
What
There's
was
a-
that chick, Dave? What was that chick that we found that was Ollie's double?
Oh yeah, God. Yeah.
Oh, that was on Hinge. That was on the online dating.
Ah, okay, right. That's
And,
who we need. Could you contact
We're
her
going
and go?
out now.
It would be someone like I don't know if there's an equivalent to a female version of Fallout Boy, like the drummer from that band or bass player, whatever.
Oh, what was that band that got their fannies out on the word? There's a cultural reference for you.
L7.
Fanny's out
Yeah.
on the word.
That was
Well,
that's that
like,
legendary moment.
What
Who
was,
was
the,
it?
what was the band? I can't remember what one you're talking about, Dave, but I know what you mean. Or who was the band with the 2 Russian lesbians?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Tattoo, right? So
yeah,
one of
they
them.
would be great.
But both of them.
Both of them.
Could
Yeah,
could
I think
Could they be lesing off in the
definitely need
performance of Ollie? That would be that's the only criteria for me, is just if they could just together it.
Yeah, because they could play him looking in the mirror.
Like that. Like that a lot.
I think that captures the vibe of the man. Yeah, the essence.
Yeah.
I think. Tattoo. Or Cheeky Girls.
Oh
Girls.
yeah, I like that as well. I
That's
like that a lot.
one of those.
I would
Or-
like to. I would love to see the dramatization of fonts. A retrospective.
He's living it. He's living it.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
it's like a it's like a living art project.
You know,
isn't it? It's
you know,
like-
we talk about like living in the simulation, and like the answers for why people think you live in the simulation is that some people's lives are too unbelievable, too bizarre. Like Elon Musk, his life
Yeah.
is too bizarre, too weird that he's an example of proof that it must be a simulation because he
Yeah.
exists. Well, Ollie,
Ollie's that. Yeah.
Ollie is that. Is he like broken the Matrix?
Yeah. I would love to see the Matrix redone, but with Ollie in the Neo role, just
Yeah.
kind of gibbering his way.
I think he'd hold his own project. What we're saying here is he could.
He
Take
doesn't
it.
need us. He needs.
I
his own
would cast
spin-off.
him in everything. I'd cast him as every role in everything ever. That would be the greatest. That would be the greatest achievement of his life. We're just gonna AI your CGI your likeness. Maybe we could buy his CGI likeness. Maybe he doesn't realise how powerful his brand is. Maybe we should own him.
Could we get his NFT?
Yes. And let's get his soul and buy his soul.
Yeah. Then if we could own all the merchandising rights to Ollie, I think we could really push his brand
I
to
reckon
the next level.
next show, I think we're going to be close to getting Ollie back. April, May. Yeah, we might get Ollie back next show. Maybe next one or two. Next one or two, our secret mission's got to be somehow getting him to contractually.
Sign over his soul.
I like the idea that we buy his image rights.
Yes.
So he has no further. He has to license his image from us. So if he wants to post a picture or a video on Instagram,
It's got to
he
come-
has to come to us, seek approval.
Yeah.
There's 30 days notice,
Yeah.
pay for it. Yeah, there's a licensing process, and then if we approve the content, he can put it online. It has to
Yeah.
have paid partnership with Slapback Frat Chat.
Mate, I know you're in a covers band, but is this going to be a public performance? That's going to be an issue for us.
We've got
actually.
some notes on your performance. Less shirts, more tobacco, and more brown. If we could have it, please.
We've been talking about the brand, the 5-year plan. This is all messed up at the moment. We're going to need to change this completely. We're going to need new jeans, some shoes, the hair. We're thinking lose the hair.
Straight off.
It's a bit 2005. We need to, modernize that. We've got lots of brands interested in working with you, so we could absolutely, make some connections there.
Heinz have expressed an
Old
interest.
Holbert. Cutter's choice.
We've been we have been in talks with Hellman's Mayonnaise, and they're
With meat.
Could be a
they're
big...
very interested in doing something with this.
We've been getting a lot of funding from beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pedigree chum. They're thinking you'd be the first human face of pedigree chum.
Yeah. We've been talking to the head of Big Peas, so that we're talking the whole, the big person who sits at the top of the pea industry, Big P, and
Mr. Chum.
Yeah, they're very interested in having you eat a bowl of peas on camera. This is Cress. Cress is we've had a
Cress
few
is growing market.
We've had a few phone calls from the board of Cress, and
Yeah.
they're keen to say, would you mind incorporating some Cress into your live show?
And concrete. We've been talking to the guys at Concrete. They mix it, they make it, but they feel like you could
Raise that
inform their brand,
Yeah.
the Concrete brand, because it's everywhere. Concrete,
Yeah,
buildings,
People take it
floors.
for granted, don't they? They take it for granted. They need some like a persona, like Gary Lineker for crisps.
Yeah,
Just Ollie for Concrete, like
Ollie
in
for
between.
Concrete.
Just all we're asking, Ollie, all we're asking is for a little give and take. If you could just tap the wall after a couple of songs and just say, "Blimey, that's sturdy stuff."
That is still standing. Still...
and just
tell you what,
incorporate
that
a small
ain't gonna be
amount of poured concrete into your instruments. Max 60 kilos. It's gonna be max 60 kilos.
Adds
So
gravitas.
if you could just tap the wall, say how sturdy it is, eat your bowl of peas, and then just go and check,
Hold some cress.
and then just hold some cress up and just say, I only planted this yesterday.
Ride off into the sunset on the back of a horse, topless.
Yeah, that's all we're asking.
That'll keep everyone happy for the
Bass
next
soloing.
18 months.
Yeah.
I think we've cracked it between that and Don Cudleone. I think we've
Another lucrative show.
yeah. We just need a little bit of startup investment, guys.
I only need.
We only need we'd settle for 5 mil
Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den.
to get to workshop these ideas further. The 5 mil is just
That's
it's
just
just-
spending money for
It just
us.
greases the wheels.
that's spending money to make money.
Yeah,
At that
yeah.
point, that's
I don't need to
And
tell
then-
you about how this works, but basically we need 5 mil straight up.
yeah, which we're gonna have to spend in order to make.
Yeah. We've got to spend that money. We've got to spend it.
Typically when people say that, they're spending it on business expenses and setting up the business. We're not going to do that.
Big mistake.
We're not going to do that.
The
I'm not gonna
biggest
sit here in
mistake.
front of you and bullshit you.
Yeah, I think you'll find the saying isn't you've got to spend money on business-related expenses and to build a company in order to make money. It is just you've got to spend money to make money. So if I've learned anything from short, snappy sayings, it's that you should shut your goddamn mouth.
If I've learned anything from Brewster's Millions, it's you got to spend money to make money.
Look, we're the ones coming up with fucking Cress, all right? You're just the money man, so keep it shut.
The best you can do is egg and cress. We're gonna fucking blow your mind.
2 words for you. Concrete.
Yeah, this stuff is really not sturdy at all. It is 2 words, to be fair. This isn't concrete.
The clues in the first word.
You thought you were buying concrete. No, this is concrete.
Sold by
Unlike-
cons for cons.
This is basically paper mache. This is
How many stories can we make this?
Yeah. Have you heard of pizza dough? It's basically that. It's basically that and sand.
What was that material from a few slapbacks ago, Dave, that you built something out of? I've forgotten what the conversation was. You sort of made something out of a material. Maybe it was like sellotape or
Hedgehog jizz.
or hedgehog
My
jizz.
memory is shot to shit.
What was it? Like black?
Play-Doh.
No, we were talking about like brown tape or gorilla tape.
Oh,
or duct tape.
Yeah.
Frog tape?
What did you say?
Bronte?
Frog tape.
Frog tape. Frog tape.
Yes. It's basically that.
What
It's as strong as that.
Wow, I can't remember this conversation at all. What was that about?
I have got nothing.
Do
I can't remember where it came from, but it was something around tape.
Frog tape. I mean, you can make anything strong with frog tape.
Yeah.
I think
even concrete.
100% made of frogs.
I think let's go out on a high of a half remembered anecdote.
We've run out of gas.
You know the old showbiz saying, "Always leave them wanting less."
Yeah.
I think we're still up from the mid-segment of relentless stereotyping of Italian people.
we
That was the real low.
we have these conversations where we're going, oh, in the future these episodes are gonna have to come offline because we're don't know what we've said, don't know who we've offended, and this is now.
It's now. I was 100% thinking that in the moment. I was thinking, this is bad. We're doing bad.
Just to clarify, this is the year 2003 when all racism was okay.
Yeah. For future listeners or watchers, we've been
love
cancelled.
Italy.
We've
We
obviously
love Italy. Yes.
Just we're born Italy.
when Joe and Russ's 19-year-old children come across their fathers doing Italian accents.
Yeah, and cancel us from within. If you're in any doubt that we do actually genuinely love Italy, just go back a few episodes and listen to the Gino Giannelli stuff.
We love it. We love it. And I love Mario.
Joe was
genuinely love
very
it.
positive.
Yeah.
Joe was very positive about the Italian women.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, did that. What I meant by that is big hands, Dave. By the way, I just want to clarify that.
Cracking heads.
Look, massive old mitts, like
Sausage fingers.
Those Italian women, hands like a baseball mitt. That's the stereotype, right?
I think when they edit this episode down for everything which is politically correct, it's just going to be the intro and us going, "Thank you and good night."
Yeah, I like the idea I like the idea that someone's going to edit it. Even that's exactly.
Yes.
There's so many false ideas going on here. The idea that someone will edit it, the idea that someone will ever watch it, the idea that people could be offended by something that's never been edited or watched. It's
it's a true philosophical question, isn't it? If a tree falls in the forest,
if you're
and no one's there,
xenophobic on a podcast,
does it make a sound? Is this offensive if
no one ever watches it?
The answer is no. The answer will be no. But
I think we have talked about this before, but I like the idea of maintaining a kind of some semblance of like a public face in front of your children, for example, and then by accident stumbling across 30 years of stuff that you definitely should be cancelled for, and be like, oh, that's who you are.
I used to like my daddy.
Yeah, Dan, we might need like a sort of code in the group,
Parental lock,
like where we just have to tap in, I don't know, 3 clowns or something, and you delete the whole lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That needs to be a kind of back door that we should all have for whatever reason.
Yeah, absolutely. If I see
it happens all the time, doesn't it? Famous people get their tweets and all the rest of it, social media posts trawled over.
Yeah, look at James Gunn. They went back in time. They found old stuff that he had said that they didn't like. So I don't like the retrospective cancelling of things in a world where it felt that it was all right. Do you know what I mean? By the standards of today, I don't like retrospective cancelling. I think that's
Yeah. So I think in the group, if anybody messages 3 pizzas in a row and a guy with a mustache,
delete. The account comes off.
delete it. Okay. Delete
The
it.
account comes down.
three pots of talcum powder. We know that's the call sign.
Get it.
3 dirty babies.
3 dirty babies. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been Slapback Chat Frat. We've limped to the end. We've added some extra sweet, tasty content. We'll see you again in the future, I'm sure. Thank you very much from our guests.
Yeah, and hello to the future in which we are cancelled.
Yeah, and hello to our Italian friends.
Hello to our ciao.
Buongiorno.
Because we've
And
all been there. We've all been.
And your dirty bambinos.
You shit zoos.
We're done. We're done.
Okay, Slapback Chat Frat.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Slapback Chat Frat.